before suffering had a name, before illness learned how to move quietly through human lives, before hunger lingered at the edges of every harvest. There was a world the ancient Greeks believed existed in perfect stillness. Tonight, we step gently into that forgotten age. An age before struggle, before consequence, before choice reshaped the fate of humankind. This is the story of Pandora. But before her name ever echoed through myth, the world itself was different. Welcome to History Without Sleep. If you liked my video, then please like, comment, and subscribe the channel. Now settle in, let your breathing slow, and allow the distant past to unfold quietly. The Greeks called this first era the Golden Age. It was imagined as a time when the earth gave freely, without demand or negotiation. No plows cut the soil. No hands bled from labor. No one feared winter, sickness, or hunger. Food appeared as if by invitation. Fruit fell from trees already ripe. Grain rose from the earth without effort. People did not compete. They did not hoard. They did not lock their doors. In fact, there was little need for doors at all. The Golden Age was not ruled by Zeus, but by Cronus, father of the Olympian gods. Despite his later reputation, Cronus's reign symbolized abundance and balance. There were no seasons yet, no scorching summers, no bitter cold. Time moved gently, like a soft morning light that never fully turned into noon. People did not age the way we do now. They lived long lives without pain. And when death finally came, it arrived quietly, like falling asleep. There was no medicine, because there was no illness. No war, because there was nothing worth fighting over. And perhaps most striking of all, there was no need. The Greeks did not imagine this age as perfect realism, but as contrast. Because the world they lived in, the world of hunger, labor, and uncertainty, needed an explanation. And so they told a story that said, things were not always this hard. But in myth, peace rarely lasts forever. Balance is fragile. And even in paradise, something can shift. That shift did not begin with Pandora. It began with a titan who thought too far ahead. His name was Prometheus. And with him, the age of innocence quietly began to end. In the quiet age before suffering, the gods watched humanity from above. They were not enemies. Not yet. Mortals lived gently. But they lived small. They had no fire. Nights were long and cold. Darkness ruled after sunset. Food was eaten raw. Metal was useless. Fear lived in every shadow. And among the gods, one titan noticed. His name was Prometheus. Prometheus was different from the others. While Zeus ruled with thunder, Prometheus ruled with thought. He watched humans struggle. Not dramatically, not rebelliously, but quietly. And it troubled him. He saw creatures capable of learning, yet trapped by limitation. Fire was the key. Not just warmth, but transformation. Fire meant cooked food, protection, light, tools, progress. It meant choice. But fire belonged to the gods. And Zeus, newly crowned king of Olympus, did not trust mortals with power. Zeus believed order came from distance. Gods above, mortals below. Fire blurred that line. Fire could teach humans independence. Independence could lead to defiance. And defiance had once overthrown the Titans themselves. Zeus remembered that too well. So fire remained forbidden. Prometheus tested Zeus first. At a great feast in Mecone, he prepared 2 offerings for the king of gods. One pile held rich meat, hidden beneath dull skin. The other held only bones, but they gleamed with fat. Prometheus invited Zeus to choose. Zeus chose the beautiful pile, the bones. From that moment on, mortals kept the meat, and gods received smoke and ritual. Zeus realized too late. that he had been tricked. His anger was quiet. And quiet anger is dangerous. Zeus punished humans by taking fire away. Cold returned. Darkness returned. Prometheus could not accept this. One night, he climbed Mount Olympus in silence. He approached the sacred flame, guarded by the gods themselves. With steady hands, he stole a spark, not with arrogance, but with intention. He hid it in a hollow reed, and carried it down to earth. When humans saw fire again, their world changed instantly. Night retreated. Food improved. Metal softened. Stories grew longer. Civilization began to breathe. Zeus felt the theft immediately. Fire burned brighter on earth. And Zeus knew who was responsible. Punishment followed. Not swift. Not simple. Prometheus was chained to a mountain. Every day, an eagle tore at his liver. Every night, it grew back. An eternal cycle of pain, designed not to kill, but to teach obedience. Prometheus endured. Not screaming, not begging. He had already made his choice. Fire could not be taken back. Humanity had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. So Zeus planned something else. Not punishment through pain, but through temptation. A gift. Something beautiful. Something irresistible. Something that would forever alter the human condition. The gods would create it together, and its name would be Pandora. When Zeus decided to punish humanity, he did not choose fire or thunder. He chose beauty. Punishment wrapped in wonder. Consequences hidden behind curiosity. A lesson that would last forever. The gods gathered on Mount Olympus. Zeus spoke calmly, but his words carried weight. Fire has given mortals strength, he said. They must now learn restraint. This punishment would not fall. Like lightning, it would enter their world willingly. Zeus turned to Hephaestus, the god of fire and craftsmanship. Create her, Zeus commanded. From clay and water, Hephaestus shaped a woman. Strong, graceful, and perfectly balanced. She stood tall. Her form human yet divine. When he stepped back, the room fell silent. She had no name yet. No voice. No purpose. Only potential. One by one, the Olympians approached. Athena draped her in wisdom, and taught her skill. How to weave. How to create. How to think. Aphrodite gave her beauty. Not just in face, but in presence. People would want to be near her. Hera granted dignity and curiosity. A restless desire to understand. Hermes leaned close and whispered into her ear. He gave her persuasion, clever speech, and the ability to shape truth with words. Some myths say he also gave her deceit. Not cruelty, but the power to conceal. Each gift felt generous, but together, they formed something dangerous. At last, Zeus approached. He did not touch her. He placed something beside her. A sealed jar. Smooth. Heavy. Perfectly closed. You will take this with you, he said. It is not to be opened. There was no explanation. No warning of consequences. Only instruction. When the gods were finished, Zeus spoke her name aloud. Pandora. It meant all gifted. Not because she gave gifts, but because she carried them. Pandora opened her eyes, and for the first time, she saw the world. Pandora was not evil. She did not understand punishment. She did not understand trickery. She understood only what she had been made to understand. Wonder, curiosity, beauty, and desire. She trusted. And that trust was exactly what Zeus needed. Zeus sent Pandora to Earth as a bride for Epimetheus, brother of Prometheus. Prometheus had warned him, never accept gifts from Zeus. But Epimetheus forgot. Or perhaps he chose not to remember. When he saw Pandora, he welcomed her. Her smile disarmed him. Her presence felt like warmth. And the jar sat quietly in their home, waiting. Pandora lived among humans now. She laughed. She learned. She asked questions. And always, her eyes returned to the jar. It did not speak. It did not move. But it existed. And sometimes, existence is enough. Pandora arrived among humans as something new. Not born, not raised, not shaped by time. She had no memories of childhood, no stories of loss or hunger. The world greeted her gently, but she did not yet understand what gentle truly meant. Epimetheus welcomed Pandora without question. The home was simple. The land was quiet. Humans worked. They planned. They learned from fire. Pandora watched closely. She learned how grain was ground, how meals were prepared, how evenings ended around light and warmth. Everything fascinated her. Curiosity was not a flaw. It was a gift. Athena had taught her how to think. Hera had given her restlessness. Hermes had sharpened her mind. Questions formed naturally. Why did seasons change? Why did humans grow tired? Why did joy fade? And always, one question returned. What was inside the jar? The jar sat in the corner of the room, never moving, never speaking. Yet it felt alive. Pandora did not know fear, only interest. She traced its surface with her eyes. She imagined its contents. Perhaps it held knowledge. Perhaps gifts meant for humans. Perhaps answers. The instruction echoed in her mind. Do not open it. But instruction without reason is fragile. Epimetheus saw happiness in Pandora. He did not see tension. He believed love alone was protection enough. And so he did not ask about the jar. He did not question why it had arrived with her. Some warnings are lost, not through rebellion, but comfort. Days passed. The jar remained sealed. Pandora felt no urgency, only accumulation. Thoughts gather slowly. Curiosity builds quietly. There was no malice, no intention to harm, only the desire to understand. Pandora stood alone one evening. The fire burned low. The world was quiet. The jar reflected firelight. Soft, inviting. Her hand hovered near the lid. Not yet touching, just wondering. And sometimes, that is all it takes. There was no thunder, no warning from the gods. The moment arrived, without ceremony. And once it did, it could not be undone. The moment did not arrive with drama. There was no thunder in the sky, no voice from Olympus, no sudden fear in Pandora's heart, only silence. Pandora stood before the jar, as she had many times before. Her fingers rested on the lid. She did not think of disobedience. She did not think of punishment. She thought of understanding. The world had given her questions, and the jar offered answers. So she lifted the lid. At first, nothing seemed to happen. No object flew out. No sound filled the room. Then the air changed. A cold current rushed upward, as if the jar were breathing for the first time. Invisible forces poured out. Too small to see, too fast to stop. They scattered into the world. What escaped the jar were not creatures. They were conditions. Pain spread quietly. Illness followed. Fear took root. Hunger learned how to linger. Old age learned how to weaken. Loss learned how to stay. Humans felt it immediately. Bodies grew tired. Minds grew anxious. Life gained weight. The golden age ended without ceremony. Pandora felt the shift. She did not scream. She did not run. She understood. Not through words, but through feeling. Something essential had left the jar, and something terrible had entered the world. She tried to close the lid, but consequences do not return once released. Across the earth, humans experienced change. They fell ill for the first time. They mourned for the first time. They feared tomorrow. Fire still burned, but now it was needed. Tools still worked, but now they were required. Life was no longer effortless. From Olympus, Zeus watched. He did not smile. He did not rage. The lesson had been delivered. Humanity would keep fire, but pay for progress. Suffering would now walk beside knowledge. Pandora was not destroyed. She remained human, alive, aware, and burdened. She did not act out of cruelty. She acted out of curiosity. And curiosity, once awakened, cannot be undone. As Pandora looked inside, she noticed something. One thing remained. Small, quiet, unmoving. It had not escaped. When the jar fell silent, Pandora leaned closer. The air was still now. Heavy. Changed. Everything that could escape had already gone. Everything except one thing. At the bottom of the jar, Pandora saw it. Not bright. Not loud. Just present. The Greeks called it Elpis. Hope. The myths do not agree on why hope remained behind. Some say Pandora closed the lid in time. Some say Zeus allowed it. Some say hope could not leave without permission. But what matters is that it stayed. Hope did not erase suffering. It did not heal illness. It did not end hunger. It did not undo loss. Hope did something quieter. It allowed humans to endure. It whispered, tomorrow might be different. From that moment on, human life became layered. Joy existed, but so did sorrow. Love deepened, because loss was possible. Courage mattered, because fear existed. Life became meaningful, because it was fragile. Pandora carried guilt, though she was never taught what guilt was. She lived with the knowledge that her action had reshaped existence. Yet she also carried hope, and in that balance, humanity learned to live. Zeus had not destroyed humans. He had complicated them. Fire brought progress. Suffering brought wisdom. Hope ensured survival. The balance held. Pandora's box was never about punishment alone. It was about explanation. Why life hurts. Why we struggle. Why we keep going. Hope is not loud. It does not demand belief. It waits, patiently, for someone to need it. After the jar was opened, and the world changed, life did not end. It continued, and that continuation was the heart of the story. The ancient Greeks did not tell myths to frighten people. They told myths to explain things that could not be explained. Why do people suffer, even when they try to live well? Why does progress bring problems, along with comfort? Why does hope exist in a world filled with pain? Pandora's story answered all three. Before Pandora, life was imagined as simple. After Pandora, life became complex. The Greeks understood something important. A world without struggle does not create wisdom. Pain teaches caution. Loss teaches value. Failure teaches patience. Pandora did not create evil. She revealed reality. Curiosity was not condemned. It was recognized as dangerous and necessary. Without curiosity, fire would never have been used. Tools would never have been invented. Knowledge would never have grown. But curiosity always has a cost. Pandora's choice reflected every human choice that followed. To know is to risk. The Greeks did not see hope as naive optimism. They saw it as endurance. Hope did not promise happiness. It promised continuation. As long as hope remained, humanity would keep going. Over time, Pandora became more than a character. She became a symbol of human curiosity, unintended consequences, the balance between knowledge and suffering. She was not blamed alone. The gods shared responsibility. Fate shared responsibility. Humanity shared responsibility. Pandora's story survived centuries because it never stopped being relevant. Every generation opens something new. New technology, new knowledge, new power, and every generation faces consequences. Pandora's jar is never truly empty. There is no true villain in Pandora's myth. Not Zeus, not Pandora, not Prometheus. Only choices and consequences. The Greeks believed to be human was to live between extremes: joy and sorrow, knowledge and ignorance, hope and fear. Pandora's story gave language to that balance. Long after the first telling, Pandora's story did not fade. It traveled quietly, patiently, from one generation to the next. In early Greece, Pandora's story was spoken aloud, shared beside fires, passed from elders to children. Later, poets like Hesiod wrote it down, not as entertainment, but as explanation. Each retelling softened or sharpened different details, but the heart remained the same. Some storytellers emphasized punishment, others emphasized curiosity. Some blamed Pandora, others blamed Zeus. Some saw the jar as a warning, others saw it as a mirror. Myths evolve because people change. Originally, Pandora carried a jar, not a box. The confusion came centuries later, through translation. Yet the meaning remained untouched. Whether jar or box, the container symbolized limits and the danger of crossing them. Artists painted Pandora not as evil, but as thoughtful. Writers portrayed her as tragic rather than cruel. Philosophers debated whether hope was a gift or another burden. No agreement was ever reached, and that uncertainty kept the story alive. During times of discovery, Pandora's myth felt familiar. During times of fear, it felt prophetic. Every era opened something new: oceans, machines, knowledge, power, and every era paid a price. Pandora's box remains powerful because it reflects human experience. We seek answers. We open doors. We live with outcomes. Yet we continue because hope remains. Pandora's story does not shout. It whispers, and sometimes whispers last longer than warnings. Even now, thousands of years later, Pandora's story continues to speak. Not loudly, not urgently, but persistently. We still use the phrase, "opening Pandora's box." It appears in news headlines, in conversations, in quiet warnings. The meaning is understood instantly. Some actions cannot be undone. In the modern world, Pandora's myth feels familiar. Every advancement carries promise and risk. Technology improves life. It also complicates it. Discovery expands understanding. It also creates uncertainty. Pandora's jar is opened again and again. Curiosity did not end with Pandora. It defines humanity. We explore because we must. We question because we can. The myth does not say we should stop seeking. It reminds us to proceed with awareness. Hope remains essential, not as denial, but as balance. Hope allows progress without paralysis. It keeps effort alive when outcomes are uncertain. Pandora's story is not about blame. It is about responsibility. What we open matters. Why we open it matters. What we do afterward matters most. The jar does not close at the end of the myth. It stays open because humanity continues. to live inside its consequences. And still, hope remains. Pandora's story survives. Because it is gentle. It does not demand fear. It invites thought. As the story of Pandora comes to rest, nothing dramatic remains. Only understanding. Pandora's story does not end with punishment or reward. It ends with life continuing. That continuation is the true conclusion. The ancient Greeks believed life was not meant to be perfect. It was meant to be experienced. Pain gives contrast to joy. Loss gives depth to love. Uncertainty gives meaning to hope. Pandora's jar did not ruin humanity. It completed it. Hope was never loud. It never promised success. It never removed suffering. It stayed. And sometimes, staying is enough. Pandora teaches us that choices shape the future. Not all consequences can be predicted, but awareness changes how we carry them. As you rest now, remember, curiosity is human. Mistakes are human. Hope is human. And together, they create meaning. The fire has burned low. The world grows quiet. The jar rests. Opened long ago, but no longer feared. Hope remains where it always has. With you. Thank you for spending this time with history without sleep. May the past watch over your dreams. And may tomorrow feel a little lighter. Good night.